Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Maximus Black.
And I'm Captain Canuck.
And we are LAGTV, and we're bringing you a platinum level game. It was platinum at the time. I do believe that at least one of these players is now diamond.
Yes.
But this was platinum at the time. And over here on the left side, we have Dalgalak. Dalgalak.
Yes.
Sorry. And sorry to you, Dalgalak.
Yes.
And up top here we have eXodawg.
Yep.
And both of these guys are big in the community, D2D gamer community.
Yep.
LAGTV fans and leaders, and in the D2D community as well.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it's been a long day. We did When Cheese Fails episode 7 tonight.
Watched another 200 replays only to find out that none of them were really worth casting, and here we are.
And here we are. So we got desperate, and we
went on vent and said, hey guys,
we need a game now.
We're in a predicament. We're getting tired. It's getting late. Just give us something good.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night. We need to get these casts done so you guys have your entertainment for the week.
Yeah.
But let's get right into this. It looks like he is just opening up fairly basic. One thing that I do want to add is he's not walling up.
Which is interesting, but you know what? Against a Protoss, just like we had mentioned in a game we had done not long ago, it is, of course, sometimes a good thing to wall up, sometimes not, based on the fact that any race with early ranged units like a Terran or Protoss, Stalker or Marines, Marauders, so on and so forth, can pick off those buildings from the ground if they have vision and stuff like that, which can get annoying in the early game especially. But, it's not super important to wall off depending on what kind of build you are doing, and eXodawg seems to be doing nothing out of the ordinary right now. He is just throwing down his usual, 9 pylon, 12 gateway, all that good stuff.
Yeah, he's just doing some basic stuff. Both players getting fairly, I wouldn't say fast gas, but they're getting gas.
That's just your everyday gas.
Yeah, and it looks like Dalgalak hasn't scouted yet, which is sort of weird. But he is getting a scanner. Hopefully he doesn't waste the scans to do his scouting. I'd like to see him bring up. I'm just going to turn off this real quick just so that we don't get...
We're just so popular, you know us.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, we just can't never stop getting, questions and everything.
Awesome. But yeah, one thing though that eXodawg did well was, of course, scout. Got some pretty good information. He's seen that there was a fairly fast refinery going up. So that'll automatically tell the Protoss player he is most likely going to go and get Marauders right off the bat.
Which isn't surprising as he is facing a Protoss player.
You mean... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But it lets eXodawg know that, he should probably get some Zealots, maybe think about getting charged in the future, or getting out some Stalkers. Basically, it allows him to know, possibly, what to do, and Dalgalak doesn't have that same advantage.
No, but you know what? Against a Protoss player, he should know where he is on the map, but against a Protoss player, when you are a Terran, you can almost automatically assume one of a couple of builds, and really, as a Terran player, it doesn't usually affect your opening all that much at all. You usually do the exact same thing unless you're doing something really aggressive, like a bunker rush. And here we go, sending a probe in first. I don't know if that was just to try and get in and scout at the same time he was doing his harass, or if he was using it as a bit of a meat shield, but Dalgalak doing some form of kiting here with that Marauder, and these Zealots will more than likely go down here very quickly before they can do any more damage.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent micro there. He did lose 2 Marines, but 2 Zealots went down, and in my books, I think Dalgalak took the win there.
Yeah, well, yes, definitely. We are seeing a Warp Gate just about to be finished, and we are seeing Robo going down. We are looking at what seems to be a 3-gate 1 Robo. This is, of course, a very good and can be dangerous build against a Terran player. As soon as you see that Marauder or a reasonably Marauder-heavy army going up, the first thing you want to do is throw down a Robo and trying to get out an Immortal as fast as you can, and that is exactly what he's doing. We are seeing Dalgalak throwing down +1 weapons, and the shield is going down for his Marines. That will give them really good survivability against this early push against the Protoss players should eXodawg come down here and do something like that. But other than that, it just looks like we're seeing a bunch of barracks go down for Dalgalak, so I guess he's just going Bio Ball for now.
Yeah, and he is getting +1 upgrades here for the Marines and Marauders. Both players here doing well, I guess they're both.
Well, they're head
they're neck and neck here, 24 to 23. SCV to Pro.
Took
it
him
just
out.
ruined it. And it actually looks like he's going to go ahead and get a command center now as well. So it looks like we may see an expansion from the Terran player. Not a whole lot to talk about right now. There's not a whole lot of action. I think both players are playing it very conservatively, very safe. Sitting back in their bases, trying to build up an army. I just find it super weird that neither of them choked up, and neither of them are taking advantage of the fact that they didn't choke up. And it's just really laid back.
Yeah, well, these guys do know each other. They probably know, they probably played each other a few times, so they might know the little ins and outs of each other's play for sure. But look at this. eXodawg not taking any chances at all with his economy, going straight for the gold. You know what? That's a great thing to do. Odds are, if Dalgalak has not scouted his main, or at least made a conscious effort to try and do it, he's probably not scouted the gold areas either. So you know what? That is a great thing to do. At the same time, we are seeing him push out. That is, eXodawg is coming down, or at least looked like he was. My apologies. He might be pushing out here pretty soon, maybe waiting for his +1 attack upgrades to finish before he makes that choice. We are seeing what looks to be armor upgrades for the Terran player coming down the pipes right now, which will be a big help, especially with those Marines with the shields as well. Give them that even more survivability, which, you know what? When you're facing a bio ball, survivability is the last thing you want to see out of that bio ball when you're a Protoss player. But the +1 upgrade is finishing, and look at that, just like I thought would probably happen. Here comes eXodawg as it is about to finish, and it looks like we're seeing a pylon, which means we're going to see a bit of a push.
Wow, some action.
All action all the time. It's a bit late, but you know what? He's probably got something else up his sleeve.
Oh, and that was beautiful looking force fields there.
Love those force fields.
Yeah, chopping those units completely in half there, taking advantage of that. Now taking out those units with ease, but it's gonna want to back up now because Dalgalak, I hope I'm saying that right.
Another split.
That was, but they're slowly coming out there, but
the
Marauders the Marauders are slowly, there we go. But bringing down more units now here, finally get some pretty good action, but I think eXodawg is going to have to retreat here or all of his units will get destroyed, and he doesn't see that proxy pylon, and now this is finished as well. It's going to start saturating that, and also an expansion going down here, so pretty even so far.
Yeah, very even. I like that eXodawg backed up there. He did exactly what he needed to do. He actually was outnumbered heavily there at all times, but thankfully to those force fields and using that beautiful split on that ramp, which I absolutely love. It is, a lot of you out there will know, my favorite move to use as a Protoss, especially against somebody like a Terran player. Just split their forces, and what it allowed him to do was, even though he was down in units, split them up, gave him a sizable chunk out of that force that he could deal with, got rid of them, did it again, did some more damage, and got out with a bunch of his units still intact. But now we are seeing Stimpack being thrown down. I'm surprised it wasn't the first upgrade down. I thought he would have had that before his Riot Shield or whatever, but you know what? Some people switch them depending on what build they're going. But this is getting to be very interesting. We're seeing another Robo go down for eXodawg. Maybe we're going to see something like Colossus come out, or Colossi, or what have you, which wouldn't be super surprising especially against a Bio Ball.
Yeah, and it looks like we got another big attack here. That was kind of a fail of a split, and he's taking a little bit of punishment for it and backing off.
They can't all be beautiful.
No, they can't.
No.
But when they're beautiful, they are
sexy.
Yes, they are. They have beautiful legs.
Yes.
But anyways, it now looks like Dalgalak does have some medevacs. This is going to help out big time, but this is a massive army, and if he can use those... look at that.
There we go.
There's
a nice choke being formed, probably by that factory, and another beautiful force field. Absolutely, you were right. Very nice legs.
Yes.
Very, very nice legs. But you know what? Look at that. He automatically recognized, and sometimes it's harder to see. I know when I'm playing as a Protoss, and there are chokes going down that are in the natural environment like that ramp. Sometimes you don't always see when a couple of buildings are like that. You kind of look past it. It's not something you concentrate on and see as a choke. Very nice job by eXodawg to make that recognition for that choke, use it to his advantage, and it has definitely allowed him here to be able to do a lot of extra damage that he probably couldn't have done otherwise.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to see eXodawg chuck a force field down right on this here and just straight up snipe this out.
That's going to get sniped out anyway if he's not careful. Those SCVs...
but these just want to repair, and
and they get to it. Very nice.
So they got that. That was really good. These medevacs really coming in handy at this point in the game. This is a really tight battle, and eXodawg just took the lead in this game by quite a bit. One thing that I do want to note, though, as that battle was going on, I can see that eXodawg's macro slipped. He wasn't building really any units. There was barely any production at all happening while the battle was going on. This is not where he wants to be. That was a good force field, but still
not where you want to be.
But not quite where you want to be, at the bottom of a ramp, still taking a bunch of punishment.
Yep.
That was kind of a fail right there. I think eXodawg should cut his wins, back up. Cut his losses, back up, and think things over. Maybe get some more units. Maybe expand again. Spend some of that gold money. He's still sitting on 700. Get a couple more. Oh, okay, well there we go. Got some more gateways going. So he is doing the right steps. One thing that I do want to note is Dalgalak here. Look at all these hotkeys
everywhere.
This guy has got his barracks hotkeyed, his starports hotkeyed, his command centers.
He's
Marines,
got his command center hotkeyed several times.
Everything. He's got it all. He's got it all hotkeyed. But if you look at eXodawg's, he's just got his units and his Nexus, which is okay because all you need to do is press the W key when you want to, and your warps automatically come up. In case you guys don't know you can just click W and then SSSSS, get all your stalkers. Yeah. But you can definitely see a more of a better micro on Dalgalak's part than eXodawg. eXodawg just really doing good force fields. Their micros are better in different departments.
Yeah.
But this is a really good matchup.
Yeah, so far, what I really do want to point out right now is as soon as eXodawg noticed that Dalgalak did get that stim pack, that is immediately, and he probably should have got it earlier, immediately a signifier to you that you really need to get charge lot. If you're going to do anything against this, for the love of God, get charge lot. Especially if you're going to be able to split like that, having charge lot to close the distance, get the kills, take the heat for the stalkers so they can get that range in there and do some massive damage. Absolutely need at least charge lot, especially if you're going to try and kill a bunch of stimmed Marauder with concussive shells. Those zealots aren't going to get anywhere near them. They're just going to be cannon fodder and be completely killed and a waste of money. And as we're seeing right now, that is exactly what happened. They were kited, and down goes eXodawg's army.
Yeah, Dalgalak, man, I'm having
a hard time.
Rough time with that name. He's doing a great job, and he's got those hotkeys, so he can sit in the battle, keep doing his thing. You know, click the number 5, queue up some Marines, and that's basically what he's doing. It's non-stop unit production. He's got quite a bit of cash, and he's doing a great job at spending it for the most part. While eXodawg is kind of suffering in that department, and he came. I can't believe he just got out of that. He was in some serious trouble. He was one based against an expansion with a gold. All this money coming in for eXodawg, and he's doing a great job here. He's still going zealots. I don't understand it. When you're not getting charged, he doesn't have blink. You know, he's still building immortals. He should be going some Colossus, trying to switch up the game because Dalgalak at this point knows what's working for him. He's going to keep doing it. eXodawg needs to switch up his game if he wants to take this game. And Dalgalak is just going to keep applying the pressure. And at this rate, he's going to win even though eXodawg has the gold.
Yeah, no question about that. You know what? What I'd like to see from both of these players right now, I got a couple of things in mind. First of all, I'd like to say that eXodawg has 0 production going on right now, even though he has all that money. And you know what the reason for that is? He's got all this money, but no gas. I believe down at his gold for the longest time, he didn't have those. And he still doesn't have them in there. So he's been too busy with the battle. He's been forgetting about that. That is why his gas is down. None there either, although it could have been pros being killed. I wasn't sure about that, but he's been off 2 gas with all this money, and that's why he's in the trouble he's in right now. Something I'd like to mention that I would like to see Dalgalak have done, maybe do a bit of dropping. However, you know what? Something I'd even see more of here? Some scouting. He still doesn't know that gold expansion exists.
Yeah.
He should have at least been caught on that he had a whole lot of units coming towards him a lot faster than he could produce. And he probably should have clued in that there was something fishy going on. And you should always at least have units down at those towers to try and see what's going on at those gold expansions. Because you can see both at any given time if you control one of them. So that is something I would like to see. But you know what? Colossi here is an absolute must if you're at least not going to do charge lot.
Well, you said it, Adam, especially the fact that he's very low on gas. And I think that is to do with the battling, and that's, you answered my question of why he's getting so many zealots, because he doesn't have the gas to buy anything, and then when he finally gets 100 gas, he wasted on a couple of stalkers, when he should be saving up to either get that charge, or get a Colossus or 2 out, or at least, you know, he should realize that he's low on gas, and then say, look, maybe I should, you know, start saturating these assimilators. and do something here. But it's a different story when you're in the game and when you're in the heat of the battle. It's easier said than done. I can sit here and
talk
tell
about this all day.
Yeah, I could sit here and say what if, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But when you're in it, it's a whole different story. And and I totally agree with what you said about going to check out those towers, especially when there's gold on the maps. It doesn't take a lot to run a Marine down to those towers just to quickly touch them, and then run to the other tower and touch them, and you'll instantly see these golds. And you're right, he should have put 2 and 2 together. Why is it that he's still producing all of these units, but yet he doesn't have this expansion up? Where's this money coming from?
Exactly.
Totally right.
Yeah, and as we're seeing right now, Dalgalak, I think he's getting a bit too overzealous here. He thinks that he has the game, and so he's just throwing units at this choke. And as you're seeing, not doing a great job, because if you're going to sit all those units on that ramp, allows for a concave at the top of the ramp, and you're just going to get your ass absolutely handed to you. But Dalgalak smartly backing up finally after taking so much punishment, giving eXodawg a bit of time, and now he's looking for the money. Now he's saying, where is all of this stuff coming from? And eXodawg, ironically, just after that scan goes down, and there it is. Now he knows, unfortunately, when it was too late, that eXodawg had that gold, and now he's going to go down there to do something about it. But at this point, it's a bit too late. However, eXodawg has $0 coming in right now, I'm pretty sure. If we look at the income tab, eXodawg with a whopping 140 a minute compared to Dalgalak's 1,700 rolling in Facebook money right now, and I think at this point Dalgalak's got the game just based on economy.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, don't get me wrong, this was a very good game. Lots of action. I mean, the beginning was quite slow, both players feeling each other out, and like Adam said before, they do know each other, so maybe they're just kind of having a little bit of fun as well. You don't always have to be super competitive and go right in for the kill, because how fun would Starcraft be if everybody tried to do a 5-minute game? Not saying that...
Not very exciting.
Not saying 30-minute games are much funner, but, sometimes, when you know each other or you want to have some fun, you kind of take
it a little more lax in the beginning.
Exactly, and I think that's what we saw here, but... Great micro on both sides, and like I said before, Dalgalak here with really good hotkey micro. It got him, and I fall victim to this. I do exactly what eXodawg does. I only hotkey my Nexus. I usually hotkey a probe, and I'll maybe hotkey my robotics facility, and then I use the W key. Not a whole lot more you can do with Protoss, but of course you're going to want to use the hotkeys for like force fields using F and stuff like that. But you could definitely see the difference when it comes to microing mechanically for Dalgalak, but microing with the units.
With what was going on in the battle.
eXodawg definitely had those force fields looking very sexy, as we put it.
Yep.
Beautiful legs on those. And it was just an all-around good game. Poor scouting for Dalgalak.
You've gotten it half and half.
Whatever.
Sometimes you get it, and then the other times it's just not there.
Yeah, bad scouting for him, and it's been like that since the beginning of the game. He never really took that initial scout out. No. If I had to critique anything, I guess that would be it.
The main thing.
And if I had to critique anything about eXodawg is trying to, and I said this before, keeping 80-20. Keeping 80% of your attention to the battle and 20% to your base, making sure that those probes keep going, especially if you're going to do that expansion while you attack. It's very important that you saturate that, or at least do something with it, or don't expand at all. What's the point of using 400 minerals and getting that expansion if you're not going to go ahead and saturate it and do a little bit more with it?
Yeah, the only other thing that I would like to point out for this game is that once we get to about the 17-minute mark, both guys were very quick to get their first level upgrades. There were no second level upgrades at that point. Dalgalak being the better of the techer here, he did get almost all of his tech, if not all of his tech, for his Marine Marauder Ball. However, eXodawg, on the other hand, ignoring Blink, ignoring Charge, two extraordinarily vital things at the mid-game and beyond for those gateway units. If you don't have that stuff, you are going to see what we saw here, which even though eXodawg had all that money to throw it at all of those units, it still got him killed because the Terran player, of course, is able to kite any of that stuff incredibly easily, especially without charge lots.
Also the gas.
But also the gas
hurt him bad.
The gas hurt him bad.
He had that game in the bank there. I wouldn't say in the bank, but he definitely had a massive advantage when he took out that expansion, and he just didn't have the gas to keep up with the Stalkers and the Sentry. But anyhow, I guess we'll leave it at that.
Sure.
D2Dgamer.com. Go there, submit your replays, guys. Join us on Ventrilo. If you want to talk to me and Adam personally, ask us questions, or if you want to hang out, play some games with us or with the community, check us out on Ventrilo. You can get all the information on our website. Also, check out the newest When Cheese Fails 101. We're putting a lot of effort and work into that series, and we're getting good outcomes, and we love what we're doing. So if you guys want to support that, that would be fantastic. And I guess we'll leave it at that. This is Maximus Black.
And this is Captain Canuck, otherwise known as Nova War.
Alrighty. Peace out.
Peace.